A great day turned into a rainy one so fast. And here's how the day looked through the eyes of Mainers on our favorite thing, Snap Maps. The sun was out this morning, then the lightning, the heavy winds, and those downpours roared in, and we're breaking it all down over the next 90 minutes. Hello, everyone. I'm Lindsay Mills.
And I'm Lee Goldberg. We want to take a look at some of the videos and the images that we want to thank you for. First of all, they poured in to all of our social media accounts. You're not going to believe some of this video. Take a look.
The crack of lightning in Freeport Thursday afternoon. This video sent to News Center Maine from William on Facebook. This photo from CJ taken moments before the power was lost in Bridgeton. At one point Thursday, Central Maine Power reported 26,000 customers in the dark. The majority of outages in Cumberland, Lincoln, and Saginaw counties. The storm started to sweep through the state around 11 a.m. Trees came down, crushing parked cars outside a courthouse in Bath and taking a toll on East Boothbay.
Okay, so here we are looking out the back of Lobsterman's Inn, and this giant tree just slammed onto the top of Megan and Tristan's room. Look at how big that thing is.
In places like Wiscasset, crews were on the scene of downed power lines tangled in trees. And roads looked more like shallow rivers in Lewiston. And in Ogunquit, a mass exodus of beachgoers as those clouds rolled in quickly.
And again, thank you so much to everyone who submitted photos to us on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere in between.
And if you're going to go do that, please only take a picture or video if it's safe to do so. Do not put yourself in harm's way, just for our benefit, even though we do love the pictures and the videos, but if they come in safely.
Exactly.
Okay, so Keith is scared of thunder, I heard, and spent most of the day under his bed. So Jessica's here now to give us a quick look at what is going on out there.
Someone's got to do it, right? You know, leave Keith at home. Again, all right, this is a radar loop from the past 6 hours, so you can really see where those storms rolled through. There's about the Brunswick area. I mean, very intense storms, very strong winds, too. We'll look at those in just a second. But again, you can see this storm just racing through onto Brunswick, then onto Bath, into the Boothbay area as well. We saw a lot of power outages, still several thousand power outages at this time. All right, so I'm going to show you, we're going to nerd out for a little bit here. This is the velocity. This shows us a measure of what the wind speed is like. When we start to see these very bright pinks, that's around the 55 to 60 mile an hour range. As we go through a couple loops here, once we get to this point, see those little peach colors there? Yeah, that's when we get close to 70 miles an hour. So I checked this on the radar. We got a velocity reading of about 70, almost 70 miles an hour. And we got a recorded wind gust of almost 70 miles an hour as well. So those things verifying, of course, very strong winds. And with those winds, you're going to see power outages. And unfortunately, that's what we're dealing with this afternoon. All right, not just bad news, though. We also broke some record high temperatures today. Portland breaking the record of 88. We made it all the way up to 92 degrees today, the other record set back in 1983, but we shattered it today. Very, very warm. However, after those storms moved through, the temperatures cooled off. It is much cooler. 79 now in Portland, 83 right now in Bangor, 80 in Bar Harbor. And guys, as we head into the next couple of days, we are going to see the temperatures much cooler than this. We'll talk about that coming up in a little bit.
Jess, thank you very much. Racial tensions in Lewiston, we've been talking a lot about that. Have they reached a new high? People in the city say they believe that the tensions play a big role in the recent spike in violence in that area.
And Chris Costa and Samantha York are in Lewiston. Police just released the name of a man who they say was stabbed on Knox Street last night. Hi, guys.
Hi, Lee and Lindsay. Police say that man's name is Hassan Mohammed. He's 35 years old. They say he's expected to fully recover from his injuries and be released from the hospital. But police here have been busy with arrests, not just the stabbing arrest from Wednesday, but a number of other arrests, 6 other ones on drug and weapons-related charges on Monday and Tuesday. And this all kind of stems, this recent spike in violent activity, from a fight in mid-June where a man died from his injuries.
Yeah, right. So why is this happening, and are people scared? And is there a growing problem with drugs, racism, and violence here in Lewiston? To find out, we spoke to a sample of people who live in the city and also some members of Peace in the Park, which is an initiative to keep Kennedy Park here in Lewiston safer.
I truly believe it's people not knowing the cultures that they live with.
I think racism comes from
not understanding the other person.
The biggest issue right now is the lack of conversation, the lack of talking to each other. We need to talk to each other. We need to reach out beyond our comfort zones and reach out to each other, even when I'm different.
And I believe the Peace in the Park thing, it's starting to bring this community together quite a bit. It really is. And everybody, like I said, is policing themselves. You know, we're there just to make sure nothing happens.
What do you think needs to change?
That's $1 million question. When I first got here 20 years ago, it wasn't that bad. I don't feel safe. I put it like that. You know, I don't really feel safe. It's not a bad community. It's just small.
There isn't a lot of tension. There isn't a lot of bubbling up of incidents. It's just incidents that are happening that would have happened in any other community. But because we had 2 homicides, our incidents look like they're worse.
So we spoke to more people off camera who really believe that drugs are a huge factor, as well as the way people are raised, saying that parents aren't instilling hard work, self-reliance, or accountability for their actions.
So we wanted to bring all of these concerns to the local officials here in Lewiston, like the mayor or anybody on the police department, but unfortunately those people weren't available today to answer those questions. But we did take those concerns to a lot of the community leaders who are ingrained in day-to-day life here in Lewiston.
You know, Lewiston is a community that is affected by poverty, and Lewiston has been affected by poverty for years and years and years before you and I were even born. And the waves of immigration that have come into the city and people looking for opportunity here. And that also comes with the lack of understanding for the people that already live here.
So instead of seeing the collective impact that we all, are in the same boat, we are angry at each other. We are resenting at each other for being bored together, for having our kids poisoned by lead, for having lack of employment. I don't know why we're resenting each other. And it's really hard to, I am sensing, and I have witnessed this, that the long-time American, the community, the sense of community pride and ownership is really, really, low, very low.
So this is obviously not a very easy conversation for people to have, but this is where we want you at home to chime in. What can people do, or what does the community need to do? What do the local officials need to do to make Lewiston a safer place where everybody feels comfortable?
Right. So comment right now on our Facebook Live feed or send us a message. We really want to keep this conversation going with you guys at home. Lee and Lindsay, back to you.
All right, Sam, Chris, thank you both very much.
If you have travel plans next month, you'll want to listen up to this. It's a story we first told you about last week regarding Maine driver's licenses and state IDs. As of October 11th, those forms of identification won't fly at TSA or with other federal agencies because the ones we have now don't comply with the Real ID Act. That's the deadline, and it was an extension from the previous one set in January.
The Real ID cards that are compliant with a new set of standards set by Homeland Security will have a star on the front of them. The only problem, Maine's Bureau of Motor Vehicles is still updating its systems to be able to issue the Real ID cards. They don't expect to roll them out until July. So Maine Secretary of State Matt Dunlap said that the state applied for a new extension from the Department of Homeland Security to cover residents through October 1 of 2020. However, the status of that new waiver is still pending. We will keep you updated on air and online when we hear any news on that.
All right, coming up, we find out why there's new hope tonight for the Fork Food Lab.
And why in the world is Peyton Manning talking to a high school football team in our state? Well, we'll tell you why coming up. With you because Burt Reynolds passed away today, and if you are in my age bracket, that's a pretty big deal because he was an awesome superstar. So this is cool though. Donna says Burt Reynolds was born February 11th. February 11th is Donna's birthday. He was born in 1936. His mom was born 2 years before that. Burt Reynolds died today on his mom's birthday 2 years after she passed away.
There's a chance Donna can still hear you.
A lot of symmetry.
I had the audio, but
oh yeah, for sure.
Left this on the...
All
anyway,
good.
Donna, great message.
So guys, you can definitely still hear us.
Definitely heard us.
Okay.
But we're having a weird connection issue that is no one's fault other than technology.
There you go.
Technology is great when it works. So a lot of you guys are talking about Burt Reynolds, saying so sad. Chad says we have a drug problem from a large influx of out-of-state dealers. We have known gang members who wear their colors daily. And he suggests removing the drug dealers from the equation, from the situation. So yeah, we'd love to hear what you guys have to say regarding that story.
Do we have to say that?
Yeah,
We don't know
because they
that?
never got back to me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a point of frustration for me today.
No problem.
All good.
Just asking.
Sorry. No, it's always good to ask that. Yeah, they never got back to me.
Obviously, I'd rather not, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I did hear. Oh, so guys, regarding the Fork Food Lab today, there is an investor who was named.
Slide to the left.
There was a Portland Press Herald article that outlined a entrepreneur based in Yarmouth who, along with another group of entrepreneurs, is looking to possibly save the Fork Food Lab.
You've done that story, so I just don't know the answer to that.
Okay, Robert asks, why is it taking so long for Maine to become compliant with the Real ID Act? We have had the new licenses in Florida for a while now. Okay, so long story short, I got a huge crash course in history on this. 2005 is when the Real ID Act was passed by Congress. I think in 2007, Maine basically said, nope, we're not going to do this. And it wasn't going to fly for Maine for a while. And then eventually the government was like, no, you have to comply. And then they got the extension to January and then the extension to October. There's new hope tonight for the Fork Food Lab. It's a shared commercial kitchen space in Portland where many Maine businesses were born and dozens continue to use.
Earlier this summer, the parent company, Pilot Works, announced that it was closing the location at the end of September, but according to the Portland Press Herald, there's a chance a group of investors could keep it open.
According to that report, the president of the Sustainability Lab in Yarmouth and other entrepreneurs are in negotiations to take over the kitchen next month. While that deal isn't done yet, local businesses who depend on the space for cooking or events say it's a relief to know there is a chance.
Unique and very needed right now. Maine, and southern Maine in particular, is really just booming with respect to specialty foods, our food economy, restaurants, all of that.
And Nancy McBrady, who you just saw, says that her organization has used the lab in the past for successful chopped-style cooking competitions, and her team provides Fork Food Lab members with Maine wild blueberries in hopes that they are incorporated into some of the new dishes that you could see on a menu near you shortly.
And the chief marketing officer of Pilot Works declined to comment on the matter today.
All right, coming up, did you know the NFL season starts tonight?
Actually, I did know that.
Only
surprise,
because we've been
surprise.
talking about it all day. We're going to tell you everything you need to know.
And Jess Conley is going to give us the latest in her forecast. Straight ahead, some good advice there. Anyway, long story short, in 2007, Maine tried to say, nope, we're not going to comply. And then the feds were like, yep, you have to comply. And then there's been some extensions. And now the latest extension could cover till October 1st, 2020. And then after October 1st, 2020, the Department of Homeland Security says no more waivers will be granted. The end.
My desk is a mess here. I know. Can you see this?
I can make it so you don't.
No, that's fine. I can hide it.
I'll just push that.
I can hide.
Are you spitting? What are you
Okay.
doing with it?
No, I'll face you.
Sweet. Oh. Let's see what you guys are saying.
Okay, all set? With the white mouse? Yes. Sharkan.
Yep.
John says he drove right through the storm in Booth Bay earlier. A huge tree crashed behind us.
Okay, all set.
Wow, that must have been scary, John.
Wow, I like that song that was on my back. Did you want
Let's
to
see.
make that on your screen? Just enough.
Hey, Fireman Fred, we haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I'll have to open it.
Like in the tag, yeah.
I'm getting some more pictures right now from Cameron O'Brien, who is in Brunswick, where At last check, I think on Jordan
okay?
Road, there were 180 outages of all 180 CMP customers who live there. There are roads blocked, trees down, power crews are working to clear the roads. Let's see. She's sending me some pictures. Let's see, let's see. Hey, Jordan. Hey, Randy Lee. Is that how you say your name? Randy Lee? Oh, Fireman Fred, feel better. Sorry to hear you've been in the hospital. John, that's always good to do when you're driving, especially.
So you're a small high school in Philadelphia, Maine. You find out future NFL Hall of Famer Peyton Manning has a message for you. That can't be true, right? Watch this. The Stearns High School football program scored a huge win before the season even began. Head coach Cody Herring applied for a grant over the winter as part of the Riddell Company's Smarter Football campaign. 18 schools across the nation would be chosen. Coach Herring never heard back, so assumed the Minutemen did not get chosen. Then he called his equipment rep about 6 helmets that the school had ordered.
He's like, yeah, they're coming, and you won the Smarter Football grant. And I thought he was kidding.
Congratulations, Stearns High Football. I'm excited to send you this message letting you know you've been selected as an 18 in 18 Riddell Smarter Football Equipment Grant winner.
Stearns had won, and all of the new equipment was delivered within a week. On top of that, the personal message from Peyton Manning.
The kids' reaction was priceless. I mean, that's what makes coaching high school sports great, is working with the kids every day. And as excited as I was, they were even more excited. Seeing him say Stearns High School and them trying on the equipment with the new equipment with the smiles on their face, it makes all this worth it.
Stearns has one of the most successful football traditions in the state. Times, though, have been tough lately, both with wins and with number of kids playing. This kind of national attention certainly can't hurt.
We're doing everything we can every day to try and get kids to come out here and play football. You know what I mean? So any little advantage we get is that. And just that, like you said, school hears about it. Oh, wow, the whole football team has new equipment and everything. That's huge for us. It's going to create interest.
Now the Minutemen lost their season opener last week, 28-20. This week it's Bucksport, so maybe this is the week that all that new equipment gets the taste of victory. So the NFL season kicks off tonight right here on News Center Maine, and people are interested in this, but not just because of the football, Digital Diva.
Yeah, lots more than just football going on tonight. Last couple of days, lots of talk over that Nike ad featuring Colin Kaepernick. Just on Labor Day, they surprised us with that initial image. Tonight, the full-length ad from Nike featuring Kaepernick will be airing during the game between the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles.
So don't ask if your dreams are crazy. Ask if they're crazy enough.
Now, obviously, this has been a point of contention across the board. Tonight, Congressman Bruce Poliquin weighs in on Facebook. With Nike hiring Colin Kaepernick, he says there has never been a better time to show off your Maine-made New Balance shoes. There are hundreds of your fellow Mainers who make these shoes that no doubt agree. Share if you agree too. And Donald Trump Jr. made some edits to the original advert, swapping out Kaepernick's image for President Trump's. Trump Jr. writes, "There, fixed it for you," with the Make America Great Again hashtag. Now, Lee, hit me with the details for tonight's game. Go Falcons, because I'm not rooting for the Eagles, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, we cannot root for the Eagles at this point. Not after what happened. I'm still bitter about last February.
No fly, Eagles fly situation happening here.
I don't want to hear that song anymore.
I do love Swoop. He's a sweet mascot. I know. If you
Swoop,
just
there it is.
Swoop, there it is.
All
right, so the NFL season does kick off tonight with the Falcons taking on, like we said, the Eagles, defending Super Bowl champs. The game will begin at 8:20, but there's more to watch.
Yeah, pregame coverage starts at 7:30 tonight right here on News Center Maine. You don't want to miss My boy Shawn Mendes, love him, performing before the game. And we have to root for the Falcons because Matt Ryan's their quarterback. Matt's wife Sarah's from Falmouth. There's a local reason to care.
Little Macaulay grab there,
Just
too.
saying. Just throwing it out there. We got to root for Matty Ice. He's got twins now. He wasn't a dad last year, and now he does. So, you know.
Very good. Lee is as passionate about sports as Jess is about the weather.
We'll see whether or not that's true.
You're like on fire today. You're doing okay. So we've had the showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Obviously, it was also a very hot day earlier before these rolled through, right? Now, though, things really clearing out. We'll see skies clear up overnight tonight. More sun on the way for tomorrow. And it's that cold front that set off these showers and storms that's going to bring us much cooler and much drier air for tomorrow. So high temperatures will only be in the 70s, and we're talking about dew points much, much lower, more like 50s rather than these low to mid 70s. Look at all the severe weather off to our south, though. We have severe thunderstorm warnings in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and in Connecticut as well. But things really quieting down now for us tonight. Maybe a couple sprinkles here or there, but for the most part, we are done with the thunderstorms. 79, though, still in Portland. Temperature dropped significantly after those showers and storms rolled through. 78 in Lewiston right now. It's still 81 in Augusta. Bangor made it up to 83 degrees today. 80 in Old Town is the current temperature, excuse me. Dew points are starting to fall as well. Just about an hour ago, I checked in Portland, it was 74, now dropping to 70. Look off to the north and west, those dew points in the low to mid 50s. That is much more fall-like air, and it will be here for all of us tomorrow and through the weekend too. So let's go through the hour-by-hour forecast here. So as we wake up tomorrow morning, most of us will be seeing temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. It is going to feel much different than what we've had for the past several days. Our high temperatures tomorrow really only making it into the upper 60s and low to mid 70s. Plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. If you want to spend some time outdoors, maybe bring the sweatshirt with you for once. And then as we go into the day on Saturday, a couple clouds moving in, but look, again, we're starting out in the low to mid 50s on Saturday morning. And then as we go into Saturday afternoon, those temperatures even cooler. Many of us will only top out in the upper 60s and lower 70s. So pretty big temperature differences for the next couple of days. The biggest difference comes on Sunday morning. Check out some of these morning low temperatures in the 30s. We're probably going to be talking about some frost advisories, at least at some point this weekend across northern Maine and the mountains. So some pretty big temperature differences here. We are also still watching Hurricane Florence. It's now a Category 1 storm with winds sustained at 80 miles an hour, though, gusting up to 100 miles an hour. The track on this, gotta say, it is pretty interesting, and it's definitely something we want to keep an eye on. It continues to track to the north and west. Looks like we could see landfall somewhere along the east coast right now, though. No forecast on any area, but we're continuing to watch it here. Here's a look at the projected path. Bermuda, definitely want to keep an eye on this as well. It is expected to intensify, though, again to a Category 3 storm, so don't worry. I promise you we're watching it, and we're watching it very closely. For us, though, for the weekend, much cooler. Upper 60s, low 70s for highs this weekend. Plenty of sun. The mornings, though, are going to be chilly, especially on Sunday morning away from the coast. 30s. It's almost time for snow, I think. Some rain as we get into the day. Don't make me laugh. Some rain as we get into the day on Monday, and then as we go into next week, we'll be in the 70s. Those morning lows, though, in the 30s. You don't like it?
Did I see on Twitter you were excited about that?
Yeah, pretty excited.
Definitely. I guess it works, right? You're going to be watching football on Sunday. I am too.
She
That's
said
right.
the S word.
I know, but listen.
That's one of the words you can't say on television.
It's okay. Snow. Well, we're going to have these cooler autumn-like temps first.
Yeah.
Right, and that'll be perfect for like having chili and nachos and wings and all the things we're going to have on Sunday.
Fine. I feel better
now.
Yes. Oh,
I'm as passionate about food as you guys are your respective areas. We've figured it out.
Thanks. We're also passionate about New Center Maine at 5:30 because it's coming up next.
And here's Cindy Williams with the preview. Hey, Cindy.
Hey, guys. If you have ever driven Route 1 in the summertime in Maine, you're going to be very interested in this story. Some big changes start Friday in the town of Wiscasset. The Maine DOT is starting this project. We'll tell you what they're doing and what it's going to mean for drivers and pedestrians in that area. Plus,
Kevin Fitzpatrick, this guy here, has been on this roof for 6 days. He's halfway to his $40,000 goal, all to raise money for Strive. I'm New Center Maine's Shannon Moss. Coming up, we'll tell you how he's doing.
All that ahead at 5:30. Back to you.
I hope Shannon made it down from that roof before the storms roll.
She does.
That's all I'm thinking right now. All right, guys, stick with us. More when we come back. All right, everybody. What a day. A lot of you talking about the weather, and Donna.
Okay.
Someone mentioned that at one point today, I'm sorry, I can't find the comment. Oh, Donna says at one point today, over 8,000 people in Brunswick without power. That is correct. And what's interesting is, okay, so 8,000 might not seem like a lot to some people, but in a town where there's like 11,000 people.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
Dodie says, fly, Eagles, fly. I live in Maine now, but I still love my Eagles.
Oh, come on, Dodie.
Then Donna
It's
says she was
fine.
outside when a transformer blew up. That's crazy. I just gotta
John,
be
keep
rude for a
laughing,
second.
brother. Keep laughing. Not enough laughter in this world.
Yes.
We're making John laugh. That's a good thing.
What's Chelsea Bard's number?
Isn't she sitting right there?
Yeah. Hey, Chels. What's your work number?
Keep laughing, kids. What's up, Lisa?
523-3800.
Mark wants the hurricane to come
for
our
Cameron.
way. Yeah, that storm was fairly quick, but it was nasty.
She does.
Fast. We're gonna take another
She
look
does.
at
I think it's on her other
Snap
phone.
maps
She wants to
and
know.
all that stuff that came in, so it was pretty crazy storms, pretty quick.
To the monitor. Style. Remind me what we're doing?
Oh shoot, I threw it all away.
Okay. All right, it's back and better than ever. That's So Maine. We've kind of taken a little break from these. We've had a lot of news and stuff going on lately, but we're going to revisit it today. We were surfing the web for your That's So Maine post. Remember, you can always use the hashtag That's So Maine, really on any social media platform, and we'll find it. So let's take a look at what we have today. First
Count
up,
on you guys from this. This is from Fred. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It says best beer in town. Hashtag That's So Maine. Hashtag Maine.
love the pine tree
Hashtag
glasses.
brewery. Lots of fall
And
colors there. It's
ode.
very autumn.
It is.
Very autumn looking. But Fred, we appreciate that and thinking of us and sending that our way. We love that.
An ode to the pine tree state. Okay, and then up next we have from RP. How about that? The trees are down and the site is getting ready for demo. Stay tuned, more to come. All right, so you're gonna have to be using those trees, I'm pretty sure, for maybe some late summer campfires or maybe some s'mores during the fall, or, you know, maybe even if you have that wood stove or that fireplace in the winter time. You're gonna be ready for football?
Yeah, I'm ready for Sunday. So if you see anything anywhere, actually I'm ready for tonight. I'll start tonight. So if you see anything anywhere around our state, you go, wow, that is so Maine. Use the hashtag That's So Maine, send it our way. We'll put you on TV.
You've even had people send you ones right to your Snapchat.
Oh, sure.
And that's fair game too.
Whatever you want to do. All right, speaking of Snapchat, which is Lindsay's favorite thing to do.
I don't have it. I'm sorry.
I don't even know how to use it. So the snap face. So this is what we've been doing all day. We've been taking your videos and pictures from all this crazy storms that we had throughout the day.
And the day started beautiful, like you see here. Sunny, picturesque, and then all of a sudden, this the puddles, the raindrops. They came down, they brought the trees down, power lines with them. Really just a big mess out there for a lot of crews that are working up to clear roadways and get power restored to, at one point, tens of thousands of CMP customers.
But it did take 20 degrees basically off the temperature out there, so it was quick, it went through, and now everything's like, exhale, a little bit cooler. All right, thank you for all those videos and pictures, and thank you for staying safe as well.
And News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.
See you, Facebook.
Bye, guys.